Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and obviously, I am not at school today. I am home today. I scheduled several months ago a couple of doctor's appointments today, and just thought it would be, it was the week right before winter break. It would be a week with a lot of flexibility where I could take a day off to be able to do things during the business days. It's really hard with teaching to do that. There's probably some other professions where it's hard too. So anyway, it turned out to be a little bit of a busy week, but I had these appointments and I needed to keep them. So I had a sub. I have a sub today. My students are with a sub right now. I have some mixed feelings about that because yesterday I got some reports back from my students that the sub experience on Friday, when I took a half day for having a scratchy throat and losing my voice, that sub experience was difficult for them. So it was hard for me to put together a full picture of what happened, but there were some consistent themes from class to class in 3 of the 4 classes that I had with the sub that afternoon, enough credence for me to write to the administrative assistant who does the subs to ask that the sub that's put in my classroom today not be the same person who was there on Friday, at least until I suss out exactly what the dynamic was and if there was something there that needed to be addressed further. But I didn't really have time for that full process. I just was able to check in with her and to kind of validate my students' thoughts and feelings and encourage them to give it another go today, and to strategize a little bit and problem solve and role play a little bit to help them be in a better place for having a sub after having a negative experience with a sub. That's a big ask for 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds. So we spent a good amount of time on that yesterday. The game that I left for the sub for the warm-up, I think the kids will enjoy. It's the game of concentration. You probably know this one. This is the game of concentration. No repeats or hesitation. Category is, and then you say the category and you go around in a circle, and pretty rapidly you name an item that goes in that category. So I did that mostly as just like a nice, friendly, connective game between the sub and the students, but also, a little bit there, you're kind of working on categorical thinking. You're working on like strengthening the working memory piece where you're thinking about the category and thinking what goes in there and like working that processing speed a little bit. So that's their warm-up, and then they're doing bookwork. They're doing very straight ahead bookwork. I talked in a previous video about why that's my preference to leave for a sub. So that's where they are today, and then tomorrow will be something kind of special. We'll talk about that in tomorrow's vlog, but I am thinking about my students so much and sending them my best and sending them all the strength and courage to make it through the day. I don't think that we often give kids enough credit for being as flexible and adaptable as they are in a school setting, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate that my students are willing to do what they can on any given day under really challenging circumstances, and I hope today is a good one for them. I hope it is a good one for you too. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.